Namaste. My name is Avinash Ananda, and I've been teaching leadership and happiness for over 30 years all over the world. I'm so happy to be here with you, spiritual seekers and spiritual leaders, on this forum put together by the World United. My topic today is Meta-Mind Alignment, which is the new science of happiness. Put your hands together, please, all of you. I know this is an online medium, so I cannot see that you're putting your hands together. I also know that you don't have all of this paraphernalia, which adds to the fun of it. Put your hands together, please. When you put your hands together, repeat after me. I feel what I feel. So this finger stands for feeling. I feel what I feel. I think what I think. Here we're talking about thinking. I say what I say. I do what I do. I want what I want. So let me put this together for you. The faculties of man. Every human being wants something, feels something, thinks something, says something, does something. Now there is another faculty which is called knowing, but because I don't have another finger, I put it here. This is knowing. Every human being knows something. But most often we want something, but we feel something else. We think something completely different. We say something, God knows what, and then finally we do whatever that comes to us in the moment. So when all of this is messed up, our lives tend to be messed up. What is required? Alignment. What do I mean? Put your hands together again, please. I feel what I feel, I think what I think, I say what I say, I do what I do, I want what I want. But how wonderful it would be if I feel what I think. The feeling and thinking are in complete alignment. The head and heart don't have a war. I feel what I think what I say what I think, I do what I say, and before I say, I think. So, I feel what I say what I think what I do what I say what I feel, I do what I want. Now you can't probably do what I'm doing right now, but you feel what I'm saying? What I'm saying is complete alignment, inside and outside, you are one. Yoga means alignment. United world is about alignment. Any of the therapies you look at are about balancing what is imbalanced. Harmony, alignment is happiness. This is the premise of the new science of meta-mind alignment, where meta-mind is about going beyond the mind. Because if you really think about it, the mind is quite messed up. Let's understand the mind. The mind, according to Western studies, which are basically, they divide the mind into the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, originally, Freud was the first person who actually came up with a theory of the mind. He called it unconscious mind. Later, it became subconscious mind. Unconscious was supposed to hold all the bad. It was like a dumping ground for everything that we wanted to repress. This was Freud's theory. Later on, as studies advanced, we call it the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind contains good, bad, everything, and subconscious mind has certain qualities to it. We know that, right? So, for example, subconscious mind is very literal. No matter what you tell the subconscious mind believes. And then we go on to act in accordance or in alignment with the subconscious mind. So all our beliefs are in the subconscious mind, but most of our beliefs are B-E-L-I-E-F. If you look at the word, take out L-I-E. Most beliefs are lies. What am I saying? I'm not saying all beliefs are lies. What I'm saying is that we need to understand that our beliefs have also been programmed into us. Ever since we were young, research suggests our well-meaning parents tell us about 148,000 times in our course of our growing up something negative. You're an idiot, you will fall down, why are you doing this, you are just like your uncle who is also a fool, right? Why don't you study like your neighbor, he's so much better than you. So comparison, criticism. Now parents don't mean to put this negativity in, but society does that. So as a result, we grow up in several complexes. Our subconscious mind has several beliefs, and these beliefs are not aligned with reality. We have several limitations that hold ourselves back. Now let's talk about conscious mind. Conscious mind, according to latest research, has a lot of cognitive biases, which is like glitches in the software of the mind. If you study fields like behavioral economics, it says basically that human beings are highly irrational, but they are, as Dan Ariely's book says, predictably irrational. So we have certain predictable ways in which we mess up our decision making because of glitches in our software. Several biases. For example, one bias is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is that we do not take any information that clashes with our pre-existing beliefs about something. Only if somebody says something that is in alignment with what we already believe, then we will say, yes, you are right. Which basically means that that stops us from learning anything new or being open to new ideas. We become judgmental instead of open and curious. So if the conscious mind is full of biases, which is glitches in the software, if the subconscious mind is full of beliefs which are programmed by other people, not with our choice, the whole mind is quite messed up. So what do we need to do? We need to go deeper. We need to look at the Eastern concept of mind. In Eastern concept of mind, you have 16 types of mind, which can be broken down to basically 4 types, where you have manas, which is the memory, silo of memory. You have ahankar, which is not about ego, but is about identity, which is why we do whatever we do. Then we have buddhi, which is intellect, which is what the Western people call whole of mind, but in India it's just one part of it. And then you have what is called chitta. Chitta is where we move into consciousness, or where we move into soul. For the mind to understand what is beyond the mind, soul, I call it SOUL, synthesis of universal learnings. All of the universal learnings are in the soul. Okay, so what are we talking about? We are saying we need to go beyond the mind to control the mind. Beyond the mind is at the level of chitta, is at the level of soul, and beyond the mind is what I call meta mind. So your meta mind should be activated so that you can come into alignment, and that is meta mind alignment. Very, very powerful. So what am I saying exactly? What I'm saying is that you are not what you want, because what you want keeps changing. You are not what you feel, because feelings, they come and they go. You are not what you think. As you know, this is in complete conflict with the Western philosophy of I think, therefore I am, Descartes. So I'm saying you are not what you think. You are before you think. You are the one who controls what you think. You are not what you say, you are not what you do, you are not what you know. You are the charioteer who is controlling all of these faculties, your wanting, feeling, thinking, saying, doing, knowing. And when you control this well, you are a leader of your mind. Now, if you lead your mind, would you want your mind to be happy or sad? Happy, of course. So, it's about leadership and about happiness. Can you lead your mind for it to be completely aligned? Always think before you say. Always say what you do. That's professionalism. Always be aligned in your feeling and thinking by shutting one of them depending on which is more important, depending on what you want. So know your priorities, know your values. And all of it comes from the light of knowledge. No more. Knowing is very different from accumulating knowledge. So there's so much to it. Metamind alignment, friends, is a science which talks about happiness being of 2 types. One is the happiness of the waves, like the waves. They come and they go, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. Happiness, like the waves, is happiness as a state of mind. Most people say happiness is a state of mind, but happiness as a state of mind is transient. Happiness as a state of mind is sometimes selfish. It's not always productive. So happiness as a state of mind happens when you want happiness after getting what you want. There's another type of happiness, and that happiness is before you get what you want. That happiness is the fuel that takes you towards what you want. That happiness is the magnet that attracts whatever you want into your life. And that happiness remains with you whether you get what you want or you don't get what you want. That is happiness as a way of being, which is metamind. Happiness as a way of being is like the bedrock of the ocean. The bedrock of the ocean is the aura that you carry along with you. So no matter what happens, you're like a lotus in a muddy pond. That is the happiness that we're talking about. And how to go about getting this happiness? We say that it's not about running away to the Himalayas. It's about being in the real world, and it's about developing the skills to deal with your inner world as well as outer world. So can we develop the capabilities? can we develop the will, the skill, and the thrill? Three things. Will is your mindsets. Skill is skill sets. And thrill is tool sets or techniques to be able to manage the moment even under stress for execution excellence. Very often, we may know where we want to go, which is alignment of values to vision. But we may not know how to get there. That is the skill part. The will part is the knowing. The skill part is the learning how. And the thrill part is the actually executing. So when all of this comes together, we have this science. It's a very, very powerful science, which we've converted into 7 courses in order for it to be immediately practically applicable. See, there are 2 ways of looking at life. One is you can study the roots, the other is you can pluck the fruits. Here, what we do with organizations in order to bring spirituality into management, since that's the topic, is that we take all of these studies and we apply it in a simple and humorous way. Interactive, humorous, introspective. We put all of this together into 12 training programs. There are 12 skills which have the embedded mindsets, embedded tool sets in it, and we conduct these 12 programs. It's a program called I Lead. I figured since you have iPhone and all that, might as well have I Lead. So I lead myself. That's my purpose. At every level of the organization, we teach these 12 skills, 1 skill in a month for every person, CEO to sweeper, and there is cultural transformation. There is consciousness upliftment. And there is super profits for the organization, because if the employees are happy, they don't leave the organization, they do well, they work better, the customers get happy. If the customers get happy, then the bosses get happy. So everybody's happy. So even from a commercial point of view, it's beautiful. But it begins by focusing on happiness. And happiness how? By learning the mindsets, skill sets, and tool sets to be happy. So the idea is that if you're moving in the direction of the sun, the shadow will follow. So if you move in the direction of the right dharma, your karma should be according to your dharma. Look at the sun, walk in the direction of the sun, the shadow will follow. If you turn your back towards the right principles or the dharma, or if you turn your back away from the sun, and you try running after the shadow, you'll never catch it. So most people, they have it the other way around. Whereas life works mostly by the law of indirect effort. Build yourself into a garden, then the butterflies will come. Don't go try to catch the butterfly with a net or with your head. They will run away. Thank you very much. Lovely being here with you. I hope there are some key ideas that you got out of my talk. I would like to summarize it by just saying, number 1, there are 2 types of happiness. Happiness as a state of mind, which is like bubbles, they come and they go. And there's a second type of happiness, happiness as a way of being. Happiness as a way of being happens when you train your mind and make happiness into a habit. You need to train yourself with the mindset, skill sets, and tool sets for happiness. These have all been identified in the Metamind Alignment Science. And it works beautifully to blend every area of life for you to be in it and yet out of it. So you have the Drishta Bhav and Sakshi Bhav, yet you play like a player and not just be a spectator. Happy living, happy leading. Bye-bye.